Hello, everyone. Yeah, this is Sandra today. Yeah, today I'm going to talk about why it's okay to make mistakes. Why is it that it's okay to make mistakes? You know, because if you make mistakes, you learn from it. If you make mistake, you get experience in it. You know, so if you make a mistake, you shouldn't think that that's the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. You know, yeah, we are allowed to make mistakes to learn from it. By making mistakes, you learn from what you have done wrong, and you pick yourself up and carry on. You know, so that is how it is. Because some people, when they do mistakes, they dwell on it. It's like, oh, they don't want to forget, the mistake they did. But you don't. I mean, you can forget it because the whole thing is that when you are doing something else, it will click in your mind that you should reflect on what you did last time. Then you look on it and do it right. You understand? Yeah, because let's say that you are working with your boss and your boss gives you a work to do for him or her. But by mistake, you didn't listen to what the boss was telling you properly. So you went and did the wrong thing. So you go and give the work to your boss that the work that you have done, you tell the boss, this is what I've finished now. But then the boss tells you but that this is not what I told you to do. No. So it's like you have gone and done the wrong thing. But I'm not going to lie. Some bosses are some bosses don't have patience at all. So they will try to tell you off. But to be honest, when they tell you off, despite how the boss will be upset, it's something that you learn from it. Like, next time I'll make sure I listen to what my boss was saying before I go and do the work. So that's what you should bear in mind, that when your boss is upset, don't forget that and the boss too has got a boss. He has got somebody who is on top of them. So the people that are on top of them, they will get upset. So that's why she or he also get upset with you. You understand what I mean? So when you do mistakes, I mean, all that you can do is just to apologize, isn't it? Yeah, but after you have apologized, then you go and do it the right way. And you make sure that next time when your boss is talking to you, you listen to it properly before you do it, isn't it? Yeah, so if you make mistakes at work, it's not the end of the world. You can still correct yourself. You understand what I mean? And a lot of things, there's a lot of things that bring mistakes to us. You understand what I mean? Even choosing your partner, going out with your friends, saying something that will upset someone, like you didn't mean to open your mouth, but the words just came out. You didn't mean to say something to upset somebody, but it's the words that came out that all of a sudden it came out. That's why what's the name? So all that you have to say that it was a mistake. I didn't mean for it to come out, but it just came out. You understand what I mean? So making mistakes is okay. You understand what I mean? Like sometimes somebody is walking, on the street, then you thought it's somebody you know. Then you start calling the person's name. Then the person turned the back and said, "What? Then so sorry. I thought it was somebody I know. Sorry about that. It's my mistake." You understand what I mean? Yeah. Then you leave the person to go. You understand what I mean? Yeah. Sometimes you are talking to your children and you talk in a horrible way. You understand what I mean? Your mind is making you that, oh, I'm talking to somebody that has done somebody, but the children have not done anything. So why are you picking on them? It's also a mistake. You understand what I mean? Yeah, so mistakes come in a different shapes and sizes, to be honest. Mistakes come in a different shapes. And so we do mistakes every day, but we don't even aware that we are doing mistakes. We do mistakes unaware that we are doing it. But all that I would say is that it's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to make mistakes at work. It's okay to make mistakes at home. It's okay to do mistakes. But when you do mistakes, the important thing is that you learn from what you have done. You understand what I mean? If you do a mistake, yeah, just forget about it, but know that you have done mistake. The next time you do the right thing. So what I mean, so mistake is about doing the right thing. Yeah, don't do mistakes. Don't do things that are wrong. Yeah, do things that are right all the time, so that it will ease your conscience in it. That, oh, I'm doing because if you are somebody that you're always doing mistake, it's not good enough. At school, you're always doing mistakes at school. Someone, your teacher will give you something to do, then you go and do something else. That's mistake. That's also making mistake. And which is not good. That's what I mean. So you should exercise not making mistakes. You understand what I mean? And if you exercise not making mistakes, you learn from it. You learn from your mistakes. That's what I would say. You learn from mistakes. We've all done mistakes before. You learn from it. When you do something wrong, next time to make you do it better. You understand what I mean? Yeah, you have done something wrong, and you have learned from it. Next time you do it much 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 better than before. So doing mistakes is okay. It's okay to do mistakes as far as you don't deliberately doing that mistake. You understand what I mean? But it's okay to do mistake. It's okay sometimes to to what's the name, pass the mark. Is that you do a mistake, but if you do mistake, you know that, oh, I'm going to learn from it. So it's not a big deal. You understand what I mean? You're going to learn from it. We should learn from our mistakes. To be honest with you, we should learn from it so that we'll be able to lead our lives, so that we'll be able to do our work. You understand what I mean? Yeah, we're able to do things. Sometimes you are working at work. Maybe sometimes you're at work, then you are working in the office, and you're supposed to type certain things. Yeah, type certain things to a company. The typing that you went and done, it's like all is full of mistakes. You didn't even check the spell check. You just send the work list like that. You just send the letter just like that. And then your boss check it and say, what? Are you the one who typed this letter? And you said yes. But how come there's so much spelling mistakes? You understand what I mean? So that also can give something good to the company in it. Because if you're a secretary or admin and you are supposed to post something to a company and you're always making mistakes, yeah, it will spoil the name of the company. You understand what I mean? So that's another one. You understand what I mean? Yeah, and also at home, you can make a lot of mistakes. Sometimes you are cooking food and you put too much salt in it by mistake. Yeah, you put salt in it. You put a lot of salt in it. Now nobody can eat the food. Sometimes nobody can eat the food. That's a mistake. It's like you didn't measure. You didn't measure what you were. You didn't measure the salt. You just put the salt in the food like that. And too much salt is not good for us as well. So that's a big mistake of putting a salt. Now nobody can eat the food. Now you have to throw the food away and start over again. So that's why that's the mistake I'm talking about. Now we should learn how to know how not to make mistakes, and even if you do mistakes, don't think that it's a big problem. It's not a big problem. It's not the end of the world. It's not. Correct yourself and move on. Correct yourself and move on. That's what I mean. So some people will say that, oh, it was a mistake. I went out with my boyfriend. It was a mistake. I got married to this guy. Or it was a mistake. I got married to this woman. I should have picked the other one instead of this one. Now look at what this one is doing to me. If I would have picked the other one, that one would have been the best partner for me. Yeah, but I mean, it's too late, isn't it? It's too late to go back and say I'm going to pick the one that I picked before. So somebody too may have picked that one. You understand what I'm here? So you pick that one. Okay, relationship doesn't work. You all broke up. Next time when you are picking your partner, you think twice, innit? You pick the one that you feel like it will suit you first. it will suit you well. You understand what I mean? So that's part of the mistake I'm talking about. Mistakes. You're always making wrong mistakes. Things that we are doing, make a mistake. You understand what I mean? Like this. I was going to say these knife crimes that are around. So most of the time, we hear it in the news that they went and killed a wrong person. They went and stabbed a wrong person. The person that they were looking for, they didn't get them. So by the time you see, they are going and stab an innocent boy that is thinking about himself, but the real person is there. You understand what I mean? Yeah, so that's how it is. So many times there were so mistakes on the telly that they are saying that, somebody has been killed, but that was the wrong person they got. The right person is still walking around. So that's one of them. You understand what I mean? People are taken to prison for no reason. People are taken to prison for no reason because of a mistake they did. You understand what I mean? The real person is there, but the person who didn't do anything, they put the problem on the person. Then by the time you see he is arrested or they are arrested, then they are put into prison. Some of them go to prison to serve prison for 30 years. Then the person that committed the crime is walking around. Yeah, the person that committed the crime is walking around. The person didn't commit the crime. Used to rather die in prison. And it happens so many times. You understand what I mean? Yeah. So sometimes some people even go to prison for other people because they don't want that person to be caught. You understand what I mean? I feel like it's a mistake to do that. You understand what I mean? If that person is the one supposed to go to prison, the person should go to prison. Why are you going to stick up to the person, telling the person that you stay, I will go for prison for? So I hear that so many times. People say that I'm going to prison for my friend. I'm going to prison for my family member. No, I think it's a mistake to do that. You understand what I mean? Yeah. So whatever it is, if it's your fault, admit it and learn from it. You understand what I mean? Yeah. So this is the little thing I want to say, that we should not be afraid to do mistakes. And when you do mistakes, it's okay. Yeah, because no one is perfect. When we do mistakes, we will learn from it. You understand what I mean? We learn from the mistakes. Then next time we don't do it again. You understand what I mean? Next time we don't do it again. So that's how it is. But if you do mistake and you think about it today, tomorrow, the next day, you are giving stress to yourself. We are allowed to make mistakes. No one is perfect. The mistakes are there to be done. But once we learn from it, we can carry on with our life and doing the proper things we are supposed to do. You understand what I mean? Not what's the name. Continue doing mistake. Know that you have done a mistake. You have told someone that I've done a mistake. Yeah, you have got out of it. Then you go back and do the same mistakes again. No, that's not good enough. That's not good enough at all. So we should learn from our mistakes. We should try our best not to learn from it, so that we don't carry on again. We don't do things that are not supposed to be done. You understand what I mean? Yeah, we should always do the right thing. But if by mistake you do a mistake, if you are doing the right thing, all of a sudden by mistake you go and do a wrong thing, it's not a bad thing. It's not the end of the world. You learn from it. That, I've done a mistake. I'm supposed to give this money to this person. Rather, I went and gave it to somebody else. You understand what I mean? Now you go to the other person and say, well, I've spent the money. What can I do? I remember some time ago, I bought a newspaper. Long time ago, I bought a newspaper. So I was reading the newspaper, and there was this student who was talking about that. She went to the bank. She's a student, and no students don't have money. So she just went to the bank that she was going to take £10. When she went into the account, she saw about £3,000 in the account. So she said, I wasn't expecting this money in my account. How come this money has come to my account? Then she took the money and she spent all. She spent all the money. Then after she had spent the money, the bank wrote her that, I think we did a mistake by putting money in your account. And he said, well, I have spent the money. Then they said, okay, it doesn't, never mind. You can now pay installments, And it's like I was looking at the news and I was laughing that, could you imagine? Yeah, the bank even have done a mistake by putting money in her account, that the money is not for her. And she too, when she saw the money, even though it's not for her, she said, well, let me use it. Then, well, me myself, I didn't money, let me use it. At the end, she has to pay for it. You understand what I mean? So that's some of the mistakes that people do. So I will not talk for long. Yes, like we should always, all that I'm saying is that whenever we do mistakes, we should know that it's okay. It's okay to do mistakes. Yeah. As far as we learn from it. It's bad if you don't learn from it. But once you learn from it, you carry on with whatever you are doing and you'll be okay. So we should not do mistakes. But when you do mistakes too, it's fine. Yeah, so this is what I want to leave you. So take care and have a nice day.